It's Chris Jenkins with Charlotte Vibe with my day after thoughts. Yesterday, the Carolina Panthers took on the New Orleans Saints. Final score was 41-38. Unfortunately, we were on the wrong side of that this year. Last year, we were on the positive side of that, but we lost that game yesterday, fell to 1-5. So I'm going to go through quite a few things, but as quickly as I can in talking about yesterday's game. So there were a lot more positives in this game than on the surface. I think a lot of people, including myself, felt like this game was just absolutely terrible, and that was mostly because of that 21-point deficit that we first got ourselves into, and just kind of felt like with this team being 1-4 to that point, there was going to be a big downhill following afterwards. But we had some good play from all of our players that were returning from injury. So first, let's start with Cam Newton, who looked pretty good in his first game back from his concussion. Cam was 27 for 47 with 322 yards, 2 touchdowns passing, and he scrambled for a nice touchdown rushing to score as well. Jonathan Stewart was also a returner from his hamstring injury. Jonathan Stewart looked pretty good, had a couple of long runs, one I think of about 26 yards. But Jonathan Stewart, he finished with 19 carries, 85 yards, and 2 touchdowns. One thing I kind of don't like, though, is that we're still not spreading the ball around to the other guys. I feel like Jonathan is just slightly injury prone and might have should have given those other guys just a few more touches to try to reduce Jonathan's possibility to being injured there. But another one, the creative play calling. So here's a line that I just love to death. I wanted to talk with Ted Ginn after the game, didn't get a chance to get him, but who would have guessed that Ted Ginn had 2 rush plays, 1 pass play, and 8 targets in that game yesterday. That was some very creative play calling by Mike Shula for that game yesterday. And also Ron Rivera himself, not to be outdone, he went for 4th down, not once, but twice, and he did it in the same possession. So I like to see that. Again, a lot of positive things once you take a step back and look at this. Also, we had 8 wide receivers targeted yesterday. That was a problem that we saw, especially in that first game with Olsen and Benjamin. You saw it again in another game, but I made the plea to please get all the wide receivers involved. I don't know if Shula heard it, maybe he did. But we had 8 receivers that were targeted, with Kelvin Benjamin leading that way with 14 targets on the day. So lastly, defensively, you can't be too mad, even though you can't help but pick on this defense, because you know right now our secondary is weaker than it was last year. Again, the same score last year, 41-38. We were just on the losing part of it. Positive thing that came out of the defensive side was we did get an interception, but we do have a lot of problems. We're not getting any pressures from our front 7, and it's just trickling down to hard work behind those guys, linebackers and secondary, kind of struggling there. So as usual, I invite you guys to leave your comments below, press the like button, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is Chris Jenkins for Charlotte Vibe.